Hello and welcome to this spanking new episode of ASL Chennai Speaks Out Season 2. If you're a middle-class parent who struggles to send your children to a good school, then you'll probably hail the government's decision to regulate fees and cap them, in fact, as a welfare scheme. But if you're a principal or somebody who runs schools, then all the mathematics teachers in your schools will not be able to make the numbers add up for you given that 11,000 rupee cap for higher secondary students. And if you belong to the corridors of power or activists who probably would harp on the TMA Pai judgment of the Supreme Court, which said that profiteering in education is unconstitutional and illegal and should be banned, then you would probably say that your stand to put Shylock on a tight leash is justified. School fees, whose business is it anyway? That's our topic today. Our panelists, we've got Sandhya Raju, who's a parent, and Prince Gajendra Babu, who's an activist who believes in the TMA Pai judgment. Both of them believe that school fees are exorbitant and should be capped, and the government had every right to do that. On the other side of the motion, Dr. R. Kishore, who is the senior principal and managing director of St. John's International Residential School, and Dr. Venkatachalam, dean of the Wales Group of Schools, both of them obviously say that the government had no business to poke its nose into their affairs and tell them how much they should charge students. We've got students, we've got parents, we've got teachers, we've got those who in fact passed out of schools who probably would have more freedom to voice their views, and they will not be pulled up when they go back to class after the show goes on air. All right. Now, as I said earlier, this is a spanking new episode, a whole new format to make it more interesting, hopefully as interesting as the IPL matches. So we've borrowed a lot of cricketing jargon. Four rounds on this debate of Chennai Speaks Out. The opening round will be called opening spell, where one of the team members will get to speak with their introductory remarks to spell out their stand for 2 minutes each. And after which it's called power play, where as the moderator I will cross-examine both the teams. Rapid fire questions, it's called 10-10. We'll have a break after that, and then the third round will be called bowl out, where both the teams get to actually try and bowl their swinging yorkers, roll up their sleeves perhaps, remove their ties, and go for each other's jugular. And the final round, the final word as always on Chennai Speaks Out, rests with these people here in the audience. The audience are not dummies as in most other shows they are. The audience here will have the final round. They will ask questions to the panelists. They will interject and also will play judge and jury here. You will also pronounce the verdict at the end. We will award this debate to one of the two sides. All right, so I think everybody agrees here, there's unanimity here that this is a perfectly debatable proposition. So without much ado, let's get started with team one. Prince Gajendra Babu will actually start the opening spell.
The Tamil Nadu government has come out with a regulation, not of its own. Right from 1980s, there was mushrooming schools. When the schools started mushrooming, most of them saw it as a very good business. And now, a business that can be started without any investment is school. So they started collecting heavy fees, and the fees, you can't say it is usurious, something, you have to bring in a word more than that. When the parents started complaining, and there was mass agitation, there was a student agitation, and so many other things, the government was forced to control the fee. They have come out with a regulation because the schools did not heed to the public demand. There should have been a self-regulatory mechanism. They should have known how to regulate themselves, how to control themselves. When they failed to do that, when there was no self-regulatory mechanism, the government had to intervene. And moreover, right from 2002, the character of education has changed. Now, education, especially the elementary education, is a basic right. In 2009, we have enacted an act called the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education. So when these legislations come into force, that automatically we are stepping into an era where there should be cost-free education. And now we are just talking about regulating the collecting of fee. This is a right step in a right direction.
Thank you very much, Prince Gajendra Babu, for your opening remarks. A couple of bouncers there, which hopefully they will be able to duck. We don't know. Your time starts now, sir.
I submit my opening remarks in the form of a Thirukural. Noi nadi, noi mudal nadi, adu tanikkum vai nadi vaipachayal. Valluvar said, if you have a problem, the disease, know that, go to its roots and then try to treat it or cure it. Now, the disease or the topic of debate is about the fees. So you say, my good friend Gajendra Babu said, we did not regulate. So what happens? Hypothetically agree there is an exploitation, private school make money. Why? So this is the disease. What Walliver said for next one, Noi Mudal Nadi, go to the roots. What are the roots? Your government run schools. Only 2.5% of the government school children go to medical colleges. 97.5% are fed to the medical colleges through the private schools. Therefore, Noi Mudal Nadi, the root problem, the root cause is the government schools are not run well. They may be paying the teachers well in terms of the skill a child gets elsewhere. With all those things, it is not happening. Therefore, no exploitation according to him. No Mudal Nadi, the root cause, the government schools are not functioning well. Therefore, if you want to treat, what I wanted to tell is, let the government set their house in order. Let the government schools be run very well. With due respect, I understand, subject to correction, the Honorable Minister of Education of Government of Tamil Nadu, Thangam Thanarasa's son is studying in a CBSE school. He is an education minister. Therefore, if he can put his child in a government school, I send my grandson also to the same government school. Let the IAS officer, IPS officer, elite, put them in government school. So what happens? The government school automatically get a status symbol. Education minister's son goes there with all the cars, pomp and show. Not a question of name change of Metro Corporation School become Chennai School. Really, you have the good teachers. They are being paid well. Therefore, if you really address and give a face lift to the government school, the question of exploitation doesn't come.
Time up, sir. When we ring the bell in your school, you want your students to obey that. Okay. Time up. All right. Time now for our second